Welcome back to the channel again. I don't know, my name is Stefan. Thanks for returning, thanks for watching. So, this gentleman, and as you see on my screen there, his name is Thierry Baudet. He's a Dutch parliamentarian, a representative. This man garnered a little over 500,000 votes. So that's a lot of people. So, do you know that he want to repopulate one of his former colonies, which is a part of the kingdom now, which is St Maarten. And what he want to do is he want to relocate all the black citizens of St. Martin and put them into another island and then bring in white Dutch citizens to repopulate the island. And he wants Dutch companies to come in as well and take over and also drill oil in Venezuela. So, why am I saying this? St. Martin is the size of the island is 37 square miles, which is where I'm living. Half is Dutch, half is French. 16.5 square miles is Dutch and 20.5 square miles is French. But anyway, they have 15 parliamentarians on the island, all black. They are the ones who manage and run the country. They have their own government, but they are part of the kingdom, even though they were a former colony. So they still need certain things they have to get from Holland. So that's why Holland have that hold over them and still have that colonial relationship with St. Martin. It's still up to this day, as the French does or the French side. So anyway, so what he did in Parliament, let me read it, put it on the screen there and read it for you. This is what he want to do in the island. St. Martin St. Martin has an area of 88 kilometers, twice as large as Dubai. Only 43,000 people live there, said Baudet, leader of the Forum of Democracy Party. If 300,000 to 400,000 or 500,000 Dutch people go there, it is also completely ours in terms of population, composition. We have it completely under control and we can do good things there. So this is what he want to do. He want to actually, literally, get rid of all the black Dutch citizens and bring in white Dutch citizens so they can control the island, because it's a very beautiful island. But let me continue reading what he said in Parliament. So, what I really miss is a big vision for the Netherlands. We used to have much more land in the world. All of Indonesia and South Africa were ours. Great. The Netherlands was really an empire. About the last bit we have left. We are only groaning, he said. So what he's saying here, they did the same thing in South Africa. Okay? You see, he mentioned South Africa there. There is Dutch settlers in South Africa named the Afrikaners, and they speak a dialect of Dutch there. And they have a white-only town in South Africa, which is a black country, named Orion. That's the name of the town. It's whites only, no blacks is allowed in there. And they're still trying to get more land to turn white only. So this is what they have done. And so when I hear these words, they want to repopulate somewhere. Do not take it lightly, because they have done this in South Africa successfully. So let me continue reading. We need to be more the boss everywhere. Suddenly we started helping people development aid. What did that bring us? We can do whatever we want with the last remnant of the colony, but this government is pursuing anti-white policies. I'm serious. So you can see where his mindset is when he's talking about the Caribbean. And this is why I always say that the Caribbean countries need to come together, because there is 3 to 4 Dutch colonies in the Caribbean, which is the one I'm living on, St. Martin, Curacao, Aruba, I think. Curacao, Aruba. I'm missing one, Statia. No, Curacao and Aruba. They are still Dutch. The Dutch still have leverage in them, and they still have some hooks in them still, even because they are former colonies, even though they're independent countries now, but they still need certain authorization from Holland for certain things, because anyway, you know how the colonial relationship works with globally. So this is something is no different. But let me read one more thing before we start. So other members in the parliament kind of said something, but not really. But listen, I'm gonna read something that's very telling of the mindset of some of the politicians in Holland up to today when it comes down to black people in the Caribbean. I won't read the entire thing. I'm going to skip down to the middle part. These islands are self-governing countries and far too small for such large-scale plans, said Bijag. I don't can't pronounce that name properly. So with me. It would be inappropriate for us to even consider these ideas without their involvement. What is alarming to me here? He did not condemn what he said about repopulating black people from one island to the next and setting up a hub in Aruba to send people there who want asylum. So he want it to be pure. He want to go back to that pure society in his mindset that he wants St. Martin to be white, controlled and run and managed by white people. So, and as I said, let me finish the statement. What he said was what is alarming is we cannot have these talks without the involvement of these countries. So that's mean it's in their mind to do this, but they are saying that they would before they take that before they take this and make the decision for them, they're gonna include them to come and stand at the table to have this conversation. We don't need to have no conversation for one, because we're not going back to the olden days when we were conquered and ruled by imperialists. So yes, there are a few politicians we're going to say something in Holland that no, they're against it, but people vote this man in. Over 500,000 people voting me in power, and he have some of his comrades actually agreeing with him, and some sidestepping it and saying, "Oh, we need to have a conversation with them first before we." So they have it in their mindset to still colonize us because they still have their tentacles all over St. Martin currently in the government, in the airport, in the port. They're making sure they keep all the necessary infrastructure they need to conquer, if it comes to it, to conquer us when it comes down to airport, port, the police, the government, because they have the tentacles all over. Because we're under the CFA at the moment, which is a group that oversees our budget, and if they don't like it, they have to rework it. And then a whole shebang. So we still are colonized, technically. So, but what surprises me is that the Prime Minister of St. Martin, which is I forget his name, he's slipping. Anyway, he did put out a press release and condemning, which is rightly so, condemning these kind of talks about recolonizing the island and making it all white and relocating all black Dutch citizens to another island and then keep this one pure. That's what he, as a prime minister, Mr. Linus is his name. As a prime minister, that's rightfully so. But I'm shocked that some of the other 14 ministers did not step up. I saw a few saying something in the newspaper, but there should be a big press release by all of them condemning this kind of talk about recolonizing the island, and they should contact every 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 social media people on the island and put this message out broad so they can make you see what with one voice, not a talk here from the prime minister and a talk here from some of the other ministers. No, we need a holistic press release condemning and confirming to the population this will never happen while we're alive, because again, all of our parliamentarians are all black. So the fact that Holland still have its tentacles in the island, running the country from Holland, which is a fact right now. Yes, we have a parliament, but the parliament still need to have certain, they can't do this and they can't do that without the Holland's approval. This shows you that we are still, like most African countries, still colonized. We're not a sovereign nation. We are semi-independent, but we're not sovereign. Like Jamaica, which is where I'm originally from. We are independent since 1962, but we're not sovereign because we still answer to the king and other Caribbean islands. So imagine if all the Caribbean islands come together and form a confederation and use one currency, do you know the power the Caribbean will wield? Because we have umpteen countries in the Caribbean. I can't give you a specific figure right now, but we have a lot of countries in the Caribbean. If they come together, from confederation and use one currency, we would not need to go to the US or to Europe, because why? Most Caribbean islands like Dominica and Trinidad produce food stuff that we need, ground food from the earth, flour, rice. Ghana produce rice, and Jamaica produce sugar and bauxite and a few other things. So we have Grenada that the spice country. We have all the spices we need. We have all the foods we need. We have flour. We have rice. So we have a lot of things we can come together and don't need the imperialist countries, because then that's why they have us under this cloak of we're gonna give us some power, and we're gonna put the people we want in these spaces so they can look after our interests, not the interests of the Caribbean. And we have a few that stand out, like Miss Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Mia Mottley from Barbados. She's one of the best prime ministers we have currently in the Caribbean. St. Lucia, our prime minister as well. That's a decent prime minister. Trinidad have a decent prime minister as well, in the sense of looking for his people. Jamaica, our prime minister is right now. It's up in the air because I don't have all the information I need to so I won't condemn him. But so far, Jamaica is doing much better. Not how it should be, but we're getting there. So, but you have other islands as well. But anyway, let's get back to St. Maarten. I really hope more people get a hold of this message and realize what the Dutch is actually trying to do, and stop running to them for every little thing. That's the thing. You are inviting them in by telling them you need them to go on and investigate this person. No, we investigate our own people, and they come to a conclusion. Not inviting the wolf into the flock, and then get one or two flock taken out, and then after that, what happened? We are all under the thumb of the Dutch. So anyway, so let me know what you think about the idea that this politician want to relocate all black citizens of the island to another island and then refill it with all white Dutch citizens. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section as well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Boom.